with our partners.
Intended to do this before
different fields. Like, so you know, I'd rather have standing room only than chairs and folks. Okay, so you said the partner. So then, with all the partners we got, these people, I'm gonna send it to them. No, I'm not sending them that for nominations. I'm sending them the flyer to come and support us for the event. We're not sending it to our partners for nominations. We're sending it a flyer to support the event. Right. And just say we'll be acknowledging unsung heroes. Yeah, that's the flyer that we send to our partners is a flyer telling them the day, time of the event, and inviting them to come out and support. Yes.
Yeah, we.
Okay. Yeah, because we gotta get it out before everybody start talking about they got something going on that day. That's the pain effect. Yeah, we already got something going on. Right. Sister Linda, were you going to get that banner too when you get the food?
Yeah, between that, yeah.
Were you also going to then get the banners with the decorations or whatever? That would cost over $100. They may not even be ready. Right. You go get it be ready.
Oh, yes.
If you tell me where to go, I'll go get it. It don't matter what the cost is. We ain't paying for it.
You can make it, though.
Do the one.
Kids come
to. Okay.
Brother DeWaun.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you design banners?
Yeah, but it would take me a little minute to kind of, I know I can get the flyer done, but the banner, I think it'll be a little more, because actually I leave out of town tomorrow, so I'm just trying to make sure I kind of get all my ducks in a row.
Can you do like a flyer open, because they could take a picture of the flyer and make a banner?
Yeah, I could do a flyer. I could do the flyer, and then that way, if they can utilize what we got on the flyer to make the banner, that could be good too.
Yeah.
Hey,
but then if you put like the unsung,
turn it on.
The unsung hero award on it, and then put or either you can go like the Peacekeeper Black Unsung Hero Award 2024 or something. Is that put on there?
Hey, what's going on? What's going on, Shearese? You said what? You said what? I'm sorry. You say it again now.
Put like Peacekeepers and Black Lives present Black History's Unsung Hero Award.
Yeah, but I could do that.
Yeah, and then I can try to take it and see how quick we can get it printed up. Because the union man up there on Pasadena do banners. He might.
Yeah, he might. Yeah, he do.
You can go to Lamont. You can go to Lamont.
If you want to keep it in with Black Business, I would go with Lamont.
Well, let's do it to the get somebody.
If you want. Yeah, if you want to go with the Black Business, I suggest you go with Lamont.
Okay, where he located? Court in Hazel, right across from Short Hill.
Give her his phone number.
Give her the phone number, Jaleel. You hear him? You just give her the phone number.
He said Fort in April. Yeah, I didn't know what I'm carrying some stuff right now. Oh, I think Fort April is it on that corner right there? Yeah. Shorthorn Meat on one side, then on the other side you can be 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
Right down from the Consumer Powers.
It's right down the street right down the street from the powerhouse. Consumer Powers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right there.
Right at the corner.
By that light.
By the light, yeah, that's it. I would suggest somebody just go in there if you want to go in there. We brother can give you. I mean, brother Jaleel got the number, right?
Yeah, I got the number.
Well, yeah, I will contact him and let him know because he's gonna need some time to get that done. You know, it's gonna take a little time.
Yeah, I can hit him up today.
Right.
But I gotta get your flyer first, brother DeWaun.
Okay. Well, I'll get started. I'll get started on those.
Okay. And then you could just send it to me in flyer form, and I can just have him blow it up for you. He need me to do it. Unless he needs to email or something. I can do it like that too.
Okay.
But yeah, this sounds good so far. Okay. Now what piece did you all want me to play? Now, and the reason that I put together like the nomination form, and I know Sister Linda, you all have done this before, but it's nothing worse than giving a person an award and you don't spell their name right.
You definitely want to get the name right.
Right. So that's why I like to do the things on paper where a person can, spell it out and, go by.
Peace and blessings, family. We'll be with you in 1 second. Yeah.
Okay.
But that'll be on that form. I think when we're talking about the information when we whoever is identifying a person to celebrate, the information should be on the form.
Right, that's right. And
Mm-hmm.
and I just would prefer to have something in writing. I don't think it takes a lot of time. Even if we go back, Brother DeWaun, on your podcast and find out those people who had commented, if we can get their information and somehow contact them and say, okay, I'll fill it out myself.
That's right.
But, yeah. But we just need these forms filled out so when you go to make, we might not want a general certificate because it might be, people might be nominated for different things. And so, but if you just get the information,
right.
Why are they being nominated? So just like you, Brother Jaleel, you had mentioned Miss Cynthia. Because you would be making that nomination for her, right?
And he would get the information like her full name, and if we can do it in a way where it's kind of discreet, or you can let them know, but you'll be able to get her information as far as her name, and then you as the nominator, right? But he'll know the background, like why he's nominated.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because the lady from the Zoom, she wants to be able to come up and give a story.
Hey,
for the lady she nominated.
Hey, so I'm about to tap in with the show, but I tell you what, I'll follow back up once we wrap up.
Okay. All right, we got 6:30 call. Bring everybody up.
Right.
We light it up like sauce and sauce and sauce. We light it up like sauce and sauce and sauce. Fli-City got some dogs in it, dogs in it. Fli-City come off authentic, authentic. We light it up like sauce in the sauce in the sauce. We light it up like sauce in the sauce in the sauce.
My city experiencing a transition from penny pinching, maximizing our dollars, multiply triple digits. I came a long way from baby jars in a project kitchen.
Peace and blessings, everyone. Welcome you to Fli-City Blackout. We appreciate the opportunity to be a voice and also just open the doors for people that's doing phenomenal work here in this community, having constructive conversations, right? But then also brought to you with solutions. I think that's most important, right? This is what we do. My name is DeWaun Royale X Robinson, right, as your host, and I am sitting here with another visionary, activated member here in our community that is focusing on parents and just really kind of building up, strengthening families, and just really just a very beautiful spirit, right? So I'm here with the Miss Shearese Stapleton in the house. Make some noise. You got the juice, right? You know what I'm saying? And we were just back here just talking about a bunch of different things, just kind of coordinating some activities that we got going on here in the city of Flint, and just planning for some things this month. But kind of diving right in, right? So, you have been in this community, involved in this community for a long time.
Yeah, I'm born and raised here. This my city. This where I come from.
Yeah.
What all schools I went to? Duquette, Donovan, Merle.
Come on now.
Pearson, Holmes, and a little bit of time at Northern.
A little bit.
Just a little bit, maybe like a couple months. Then I had to go over to them Wildcats because that's where my mom and daddy graduated from.
Really?
Yeah.
Shout out to mom and daddy.
There we go. Shout out to mom and daddy.
I respect it. I respect it. Now I come up on these sides and went to Central, of course Whittier, right? Big house with Central, but then also schools of choice. So big shout out to the schools of choice, right?
Most definitely. I taught one of my first parenting classes at School of Choice.
Miss Harris said end up. So you got another wildcat up in here with you, right?
All right.
You know what I mean? But wherever you went here in the city of Flint, right? I think that's a powerful thing, right? Because Flint has a lot of history, right? And we have to embrace that. So it don't matter where you went, Southwestern, Central, Northwestern, Northern.
We
right?
family. We family.
Listen, we got a lot to be grateful for here. And so we're going to keep representing. So when I be talking to the young boys and my students, right, they don't never hear about these schools because they're not here no more.
No, they're non-existent.
They're non-existent. But it's up to us to keep that energy and to keep that history alive, right? Just because the school went down don't necessarily mean that we got to let it stay down, right?
And the backdrop is that we are the ones who, started a lot of things. As they call us now, the OGs, the grandmas, the aunties. I guess I stepped into the realm of an auntie, and I'm embracing it.
That's what they call you out here now?
Auntie.
But that's a sign of endearment.
Most definitely.
When they say that, it's like they saying
it's
like
respect.
they respect you, and they appreciate you, and I think that is a very, very compliment, to people that's been out here, right? So, a lot of the young boys, man, and I guess I assume the role is These are the young boys, and I'm still relatively young, so I kind of just like
you got old soul, DeWaun, so you've been around for a while. So
I guess that's where they get that from. Yeah. I'll be looking at him like, where you going to
I had a similar experience with some young brothers at the bus station. I was picking some people up. And I spoke to them.
That's right.
How you doing, OG? So I'm looking around, who you talking to?
They respect the presence, and they it's a look, it's the way you present yourself.
That's right.
And they do honor that. So I thank them for that.
No, and I think that's a beautiful thing, right? Talking about we have some phenomenal young people that is coming up in this world today.
We do,
right?
We do.
And it's something for us to rejoice. It's something for us to take hold to. Not trying to stay out the way, but how do we get in the way, right? Brother Roberts, I know a lot of times we hear a lot of the elders or the older brothers say, like, man, I'm just trying to stay out the way. I'm just here, right? Now we need brothers to step in and be in the way, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's nothing to be scared of these young folks. It's nothing to feel like you don't have.
You just have to.
You don't have the respect to be able to, or the responsibility to help raise them, help guide them. Like you was at the bus stop and talked to them young brothers the other day. Just like we in the schools talking to these young brothers. Like it's our responsibility, right? To be a voice, to tell them about like all our wins and our shortcomings, right?
Well, it's being the example, you know.
Come on, man.
And when you decide to be an example, you decide to put yourself out there to let them see that adults aren't perfect. You know, kids know it too. They'll call you on your stuff real quick because they want to be right for one, because you know they know stuff, right? And they think they kind of know it all. But in the midst of that, we have to remind them that we are human. We err, we make mistakes, and we don't always have things right. So
come on now.
I'm gonna tell parents out loud, when you make a mistake, go to your child and acknowledge that, because they'll respect that. I'll talk about my 22-year-old. He called me on the carpet a lot, and I can't say anything about some stuff sometimes because he be right, and but it's okay, because
there's nothing wrong with him being right.
Because what's coming from that is that the things that I've taught him is now coming to the forefront, right? Yeah. Like, mama, you can't do that because you're being a hypocrite.
You calling you out on that?
And I have to say, you know what? I take that. I take that because we're not perfect, and that's the song right now. That parenting and being a parent, it does not require you to be perfect, but it requires you to do the work.
Come on now, listen.
Got to do the work.
Listen, and let me tell you this: like, there's no manual of being a good parent. Right? A lot of this stuff is trial and error.
Every day.
You know, when I look back at the times when I was a young parent, but running around here at 21 years old with 2 small babies, I can say to myself, right, you know, some of the times and the things that I was going on at the time, and me trying to be in my development as a man, right, I had to learn a few things, right, so I take it in stride.
You might have been growing with them. You might have been growing.
Oh, I would definitely. I ain't even gonna hold you. I know I was growing with them, and I tell them this. Like I tell my children, we grew up together. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that we share, and the stories that we talk about.
Well, believe it or not, we all grow with our children.
Come on.
It's not just like because you were young. Even older parents who decide to have children at an older age, they grow with their children too. We have to take the strides. What I'm thankful for is that the knowledge that I have now. A lot of people, when I do my parenting classes, and I'll talk about that in just a minute. Yeah. But when I do the classes, they say, "Well, where were you when I was having kids?" I tell them, I said, "Where was I when I was having kids?" I didn't know these things now, but since I know them, it's a response. I have a responsibility to share the knowledge and give it. And I tell parents, I'm not trying to tell you how to parent. I'm just giving you some advice and helping you along the way, because that's what it's about, right? It's not about you being a bad parent or not being a good parent. It's about being able to receive information and take it. You know, my grandma would say, take what you need and spit out the rest, or give it to somebody else.
What's that old saying they say?
Spit out the bones.
Yeah, eat the meat, spit out the bones.
Spit out the bones. Yeah.
I'm still eating the meat. I'm still trying to learn how to be a good and better father every day. This is something that you don't.
It's a teacher. They're called teachable moments. You have them all the time.
And I appreciate, like, people like you, right? That's willing to go ahead and learn through experience and help other parents, right?
Well, I don't want nobody to go through none of that stuff. That stuff hard. If you don't have to, if you don't have to do it, don't do it.
But why people be so hard-headed sometimes?
Well, they feel that their way might be better, and then you tell them, okay, you can go ahead and do all of that, but you could probably do it this way and bypass some steps and not fall hard. Because I felt hard, and that hurt. I wouldn't want anybody to go through any of those things, just, lack of knowledge. The Bible said that people be destroyed for a lack of knowledge. So if you don't have insight or information, you'll fail. Read, learn something, do something better than you did the day before. You know, and don't be trying to compete with other parents or other people, because your family is different than other people's families. Stay on the course with what you have and give them what they need, because your children, you're the best teachers of your children, but you have to be willing to be the example.
You are the first. Listen, let me tell you this. You are the first teacher in your child's life. It's not about sending them to school as a teacher, right? Because by the time they get to school, you should already gave them a foundation.
No, school is an assistant.
School is an assistant.
School is an assistant. You send your children to school for them to assist you in doing things with your children. So as you learn, you teach your children. And when you don't know, you say, I don't know. Let's find out together. That's the best thing that you can do for your child, is show them how to learn, show them how to strive, show them how to go get what they need to have to be productive. And when they see you doing it, they want to do it because they're like, oh, my mama go to work like this, my mama do this, my mama do that, and she ain't waiting on nobody to do nothing for her.
No.
So I'm gonna be like my mom.
Actually, when I think it is though, like as a village, we have to get back to like the village concept of how we are raising our children, how we are building our families, right? And we learning and living with each other. Like that is always has been our benefit. When we were growing up and on our block on Hospital Block, we was able to go into everybody's house on the street. And we all trusted each other, right? So everybody raised us, right? So Bill from across the street all the way down to Uncle Lee down there, right? Everybody had a part in raising that person coming up on that block. And that was a beautiful thing, because not only that we learned, from other people, but then we also learned this camaraderie of, living and being with each other. Me and Brother Robert was having a conversation earlier today about how do we re-image and how we rebuild our neighborhoods.
That's good.
First and foremost, we got to go in and start owning these properties. Right. We got to identify a piece of land or area, buy the area right on the city north side. We should be buying up the houses on these blocks. You got Roof Street, you got all these streets over there that's just free. We should be buying them up. Let's go ahead and own the property. Let's make it look good. Cut the grass, right? Let's get some families over there. Right, let's get a pocket park with a garden. Yeah. Right, and then let's start buying up some gas stations and corner stores over there. And we ain't selling booze and liquor and cigarettes, right? We selling life.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
I hear you when you talk about the neighborhood and the village, and it's gonna take for a trust to be rebuilt, because it was dismantled. Because people aren't as friendly and aren't as kind and aren't as connecting anymore. But see, back then in the neighborhood, we needed one another. If you didn't have a cup of sugar, you knew you could go down the street to Miss Mary's house or and get a cup of sugar or a cup of flour, and they wasn't gonna talk about you later on in the day, because maybe in a couple of weeks they might have to come to your house and get a cup of sugar or a cup of flour. Now, if you do those types of things, people are, oh, here she come asking for something again. That woman trying to feed her children. Right. She trying to maintain her life, and it just may have been short that week. Right. So she couldn't get those things. We got to stop being so hard on one another and help each other live. That's what this is all about. Is helping each other live. If I eat and I'm able to eat, I want to make sure that you and your children eat. Because if that's the case, ain't nobody trying to come and steal from my house or trying to come and take from me, because it's being given to you. And if we do it together, we help build our children. And we help restore the family structure. It does not have to be the way it is.
No, it don't.
It does not have to be the way it is.
I think a lot of times, we create our own issues.
Oh, we do. We do, most definitely.
And I think, that's something that, we have to really start taking hold of, and just being knowledgeable about, the situation that we in. We fighting a real big fight right now. Yeah. Right. We have to look at this for longevity. Yeah. Right? And I always say, like, it always starts in the family. Right.
Most definitely.
So kind of taking that, right? We're talking about family, we're talking about strengthening families, we're talking about bringing folks together. right now in the time and the way that we've been living, you know, you got a lot of co-parent situations. Mm-hmm. You got a lot of people that got together, had a good night, right? Mm-hmm. And that was that, right? But out of that good night, right, you made something beautiful.
Yes, indeed.
You know what I'm saying? What are we doing for parents, right? You know, when we talking about, first, before we even go into that, why don't you give a little background about some of the work that you engaged in as it relates to Parent University, and talk about a little bit about yourself for those who may not been, you know, privy or understand the mistake.
Well, I in 2015, I built a program called Mothers of Joy University. We'll start there, and it was engaged around mothers who were experiencing homelessness and that were just really feeling kind of slighted by our system. How it came about was at that time myself, I was homeless. And you know, now where I am in my life, I can talk about it a little more freely. During that time, I wasn't all that happy about that situation. I wasn't, you know, proud of that situation, but it's something that really has shown me what life is, because I was thriving in my life before. I ran a daycare in my home that was very productive. But went through some life challenges and that situation came about. But you know what? In the midst of that, I was able to help through a conflict. And some women were getting ready to be really upset with some staff people. And we worked it out. And, you know, they asked me, they said, well, how come you don't work here? I said, we can't work here and live here. Right. Right. But just to know that, right, that even during that time, even in the midst of what I was dealing with, God provided something that I could do to help in the midst of it. So Mothers of Joy University came about, and it was given a pilot grant by the Ruth Mott Foundation. Okay. And we went there. Then in 2019, as everybody else knows, right, the world came to a screeching halt because the pandemic came about. During the pandemic, I didn't stop. We were able to start Mothers of Joy Institute, which is a 501(c)(3). And through that, we started our Zoom classes. You know, Zoom became how we all decided how we had to do programming during that time to make sure that we were able to keep things going. See, a lot of times people that are out here, you know, those of you who get the program, you don't know what people go through behind the scenes to keep things going so that people don't fall. And we figured out ways to have programs where I was able to bring an aquarium through Zoom live to families that I accompany so that they could still be a part of programming. Yeah, you know, listen.
Bring the right to you.
Right there. Look, right through your screen, live in action, right?
Did you have the dolphins?
Yeah, they had it was seals. It was seals, yeah.
I always rock with seals. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't liked the channel, like the show. We appreciate all the support. Everybody who's on the broadcast, everybody who comes and shows love, drop a comment in there. If you have any questions for Miss Stapleton, we'll be pulling those questions up. But make sure you like the show. Yeah. Be sure to like the show, share it with a friend. We greatly appreciate everybody who tunes in with us every week, right?
Yeah, but you know, when you're able to do something like that, that was amazing, because we didn't know what capabilities we had at that time. So those of us who probably zoomed out working and stuff like that, is because of those particular things. But moving beyond that, I didn't have an office space. I was literally working from home to provide programming, because we were in a church at first, so everything was on Zoom.
I did not like them times. I had to be the one to say, like, I couldn't stand You know, I'm a people person. I got to be in front of you. I got to connect with you. I got to feel your energy, right?
Oh, you know what I did, DeWaun? And even though we couldn't be together, I made sure because they still had to eat, right? So I was delivering food, so I could still see my parents, right? Still see the kids, but they still had to have that experience. They still had to have what we provided for them, so that they knew that they were still connected to that community,
right?
So now moving into 2022, we have an office space, you know, at the Metro building. And just a couple of weeks ago, we opened what's called a family safe space office. And it has a lot to do with learning how to mitigate your trauma. I'm a ACEs master trainer in ACEs, which is the Adverse Childhood Experience. I know it sounds heavy, but all it's talking about is the things that you went through in your childhood that may be unresolved, that you bring into your adulthood. It affects you in your body. It affects your health. It promotes illness. And that's what stress does. Stress promotes illness. And the more that we have it, and the more that we deal with it, because we live in fight or flight. I'm just going to tell you, those of us who live in Flint and Genesee County, we live in a state of fight or flight, because if we don't have it, we're trying to get it. If we got it, we're trying to make sure something else happened. But your body...
Are we trying to keep what we got?
Yeah, that right. You know your brain has to take a break, though. And if it doesn't, that's where depression come in. That's where different types of mental health issues, your body, heart disease, diabetes, all of those things. I learned this stuff and it changed my life, because my peace is so important now, that I don't allow people to dismantle it. If I have to take a break, I tell myself, take a break, and it's okay. We as a people, I'm talking about African American people, we think if we lay down and take a day off that we are being lazy. Your body has to recuperate for all of the things that it has done. If you work 7 days a week, 12 hours a day, you need to take at least 1 day to recuperate. And I don't care if you sit down and eat apples or eat something and just kind of just don't do any type of, just because your body has to regenerate new cells. Like, that's what sleep does. I'm sorry, I'm jumping all over the place, so I done got a little excited. But but life can do so much to bring about things that you can't control. But what you can control is you. You can control how you respond to how people treat you. You can control how you respond to the children that live in your homes. You know, sometimes the ones that come and act like they don't care because you've decided to give them the world, but now that you've decided that, they've turned into these little monsters or whatever. It's okay, parents. It's okay. Take a break. Go in the bathroom. Close the door.
Let me check you right there. Parents, right? It is okay.
It is
to do right with your children. Right?
It is.
Like, this is the thing too, because I'm going through a reverse effect, right? I babied and spoiled my children since the time they was born. So now I have the hard and difficult job of telling them no. When you're used to telling them yes to all this and let me make it happen for you, and you know we trying to do all these things for our children because we ain't have them ourselves. Is you doing your baby a disservice?
No, you're not. You're not doing your baby a disservice. But it depends. You have to do things in a way where it's teaching involved, even in the no, right? Yeah. Because when someone that's just like let me put it to you like this, and please don't take this wrong. It's like a drug addict or a person that's addicted to something. If you get something all the time, and then it's abruptly not giving anymore, you gonna cut up, you gonna have a fit, you gonna go through all kinds of stuff, withdrawals, mad, slam a door, all kind of things. And I show it like that because that's real. And that's what the mind goes through that. My daddy, he telling me, no, what did I do? Did I do something wrong? No, you didn't do anything wrong. But it's at this point, you can't have it. But if you do want it, maybe it's a way that you can work for it to get it.
Nah, I agree with you. It's some teachable tools and moments that we have when we can educate our children on the reason why we say no and why we say yes. But then also some things to say, like, how we can help them, I guess, navigate through this world, right? Because everybody's not going to give you what you want.
That's right.
And I want my daughter just growing up just thinking that stuff going to be handed to her. So I guess that's why I be looking at it like, let me make sure I set you up for success.
Of course. But daddy, let me tell you about daddy. Mm-hmm. Daddy is a force with daughters. I mean, when a daddy shows his daughter what love is and what's to be expected, nobody is always going to tell you, nobody. It's not possible, DeWaun. You cannot. You just can't. But the way it happens is that you show her how that love is given, and it's not just through things; it's through time spent. It's through. I'm going to go back to the Bible because it is who I am. It says that we teach our children as we walk along the way, when they lie down, when they rise up. And we put it upon their foreheads that the things that we teach them so that they can always remember. What it says that they won't never forget the things that you put into them. They may not show it right now. I'm reaping the benefits. I have adults, all adults, and I'm thankful that they're all doing well. I'm thankful. Because they could have went a different way, right? But I tell you this about like the programs that we talk about, that we teach, right? We teach a program called Positive Parenting. When people hear positive, it's like, oh, yes, you want to give them positive affirmations. You want to give them positive life instruction. And you also want to show them that as they grow and as they develop, that things are not always going to happen the way that you want them to. But it doesn't mean that you don't keep trying, that you don't keep going. You might have to take a step back. Come on now. You might have to take a break from a thing, but then you keep going, because that's what life is about. Because once you stop, they say you give up the ghost when you stop. Don't do that.
Let me pull in some of these folks that's tapping in.
Okay.
Hey, be sure to like the show. If you haven't liked the show already, be sure to like it. We got Miss Shearese Stapleton up here with Mothers of Joy University.
Mothers of Joy Institute for Parenting and Family Wellness. We still have Mothers of Joy University. It is our parent site. You know how you have a parenting site. That's our parent program, but our head program. But the Institute is where we provide what's called a trauma-informed approach to parenting, where we talk about how you reset your stress response. And the reason how I'm able to do all of this, I've been trained in ACEs, which is the Adverse Childhood Experience. I'm also a master trainer in that. But the other thing is that I'm a parenting coach through the JI Institute, a trauma-informed parenting coach. These things are very important to know about, because when you're aware, you can when you pay attention to what's going on with your children. You had that child that normally is bubbly, and they come in the house and you're like, ooh, I wish they would calm down. But then they come home and they kind of detached and they're not talking. That means something is happening. And you want to make sure that you're talking to them, that you're providing a safe space for them. Parents, please, if you don't remember anything that I said from this time here today, please provide yourself as a safe space for your child. Even if you haven't done it in the past, take the time to connect and make that relationship good, so that nobody outside of them can hurt them. If you're their safe place, they'll come to you when something is wrong. And that's what you want to happen, right? You don't want them going to everybody else, because then you don't know. You left out. You want to be their safe place. So
I want to pull this question out because
all right.
Missionary Tiffany Quinn.
Dr. Quinn.
She said, is there a cost for your services? Now listen, let me tell you this, right? We got to be honest with each other. Everybody doing this work, you got to make sure you pay folks, right? You know what I'm saying? We love the work that you're doing. Listen, I do a lot of work pro bono, but at the end of the day, to keep these services alive, right, to keep the wheels going, to keep gas in the person's car that's running around the city trying to make change. You have to go ahead and pay for their services. I can answer that for you. But.
So there is ways to this, right? So we do receive grants. We get grants to fund our programs. We also have sponsorships, and we also have a membership base. But we will not turn a parent away because there is a way that it can be paid for them. Somebody can sponsor them. Someone can make sure that their need is met, and we're also in the process of being able to receive funding from the state and to also be able to bill. Yeah, because I am a what's called a family recovery coach through the state of Michigan. So I hope that answers your question, Dr. Quinn.
I think that answers a lot of people's questions, right? Because let's be frank, right? You know, we got to find ways of being our best selves, right?
Most definitely.
We got to continue to keep, doing things that's gonna move this community in the right direction. It's gonna start with our youth. We got to have structures in place. And we got to be able to go ahead and put it down like that. We got to set up these systems that they can feel comfortable with. I love what you said with being, the safety net for your children.
Space.
You got to be able to be the safe space. Your children should be feeling comfortable to come talk to you about anything. Let me tell you this. I'm having a difficult time right now. Right? I got to sit in the therapist seat right now, right? Because this is what I'm going through. So I get a call, FaceTime from my daughter yesterday. Hey, Dad. I said, what's up, Don? She's like, hey. She showed me all this Valentine's Day candy and all this silly stuff.
Nice.
I mean, I remember coming up like that too, right? I remember I had girls, I had candy. Mama, take me $2 though. I got a bunch of them. Right? She sent me about 30 of them. So I'm like, I'm passing them out. Suckers here, suckers there, right? Hershey Kisses for the ones I really like. You know what I'm saying? It's going down. And so, I remember those. So my daughter hit me with, Dad. Brother Robert's here too. She's like, hey, Dad, look what I got from my man. I wasn't smiling when she told me. I was like, I was a little hurt, right?
Well,
I was a little hurt, to be honest with you, sis. I was just like, I was kind of blew back. But I make it so open and comfortable for her. So she just tell me about whatever.
Thank God for that.
Because, I really wanted to say, like, girl, that ain't no man. I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't even know why you're thinking like that.
So
you need to be focusing on them books. Leave the little boys alone. Little rockhead boys, they don't mean no good right now.
So let's talk about that. Now, you do remember, like you said, when you were younger, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So talking about her, she's a girl. She's starting to have those feelings in that. But she said my man. So she listening to somebody talk about stuff. She ain't said my boyfriend.
I think it's her and her little friends and stuff.
Of course. But you should have asked her. Well, what did he get you?
What did he get her?
Yeah.
He got her all that candy.
So I thought you said. Did you say that she got him something, or look what he got me?
Yeah, she was kind of bragging about look what he got me.
Oh.
And I'm like, where did you get that from?
Oh.
She's like, oh, my man.
Oh.
And I'm like,
did you buy her something for Valentine's Day? Okay.
I don't go around with the beat.
Okay. So, but this is the thing.
I feel like you stepping on my toes.
No. I felt that. I felt that all in here.
I really want to beat.
I felt that. But
I tried.
But I'm gonna tell you this.
Did I hear no will, Brother Robertson? I was just to tell you, man.
Brother Robertson, no one will ever be able to step in the place that you have. No one will. No, for real. No one will, right? Even when it's time for her to go to her husband, no one will ever be able to do that. Because what you're doing is when you set the example and you set the bar, then he has to meet that expectation because of what you have taught her.
Come on.
Right? That's why she's showing you, look, Daddy, he ain't come to me with no little bit of stuff. He brought all of this. She wanted to make sure that you knew that he brought her big stuff. Now, I get it. I
can buy that.
I get it. I can
buy that.
But I get it. Them girls and they daddies. I got two. They got and they daddy. And you can't come over here. It's not right. You got to be all the way right. But I'm thankful for that and be thankful that you are there to be that presence, because so many are not available or not able or not allowed to be in that space. Right?
You speaking gospel now.
And I say that out loud, that like Mr. Robinson said, that when you lay down with someone and you decide to have this child, be reminded they did not ask to come here. They didn't ask to participate in none of the things that we brought them into. So we are responsible regardless of how we feel about the person that we had this encounter with. But the thing is, at the end of the day, the most important person is the child. So regardless of what you have or what he has, or the differences, you got to put them things aside. You got to lay that down, because you want that child to be successful. You want them to be good, right? Now, I understand some people aren't doing what they're supposed to. But if you're the parent that is putting forth the effort to do the things, continue to do so. At the end of the day, that child will see the parent that is not for what they are. You don't have to say a word. It'll show itself. But be reminded, don't be the one to take them out of the equation, so they then can turn on you and say, well, if you would have let my mama, if you would have let my dad be a part, then because it will come back. So don't do that. Be the parent that is structuring the outings. Make sure that they're connected. If they don't show up, that's them. But make sure you allow the opportunities for it to happen. So you don't have you don't have to say a word. No, just be available.
I had to validate what she's saying. Yeah. When she talking about parenting, listen, it ain't about beating up on you.
No, not at all.
You might not necessarily knew that you was gonna have a child with this person, because I showed it.
I mean, it happens.
I just, I thought I was having a good time, and next thing you know it, I'm like, wow. Life is fast.
Life is life.
But I'm just saying, though, regardless of any, though, it's not about the mishaps that you and the person may have. It's not about the falling out.
That's right.
Because, everybody's not getting married and having these long-term relationships, right? You may get together for a time being, and then you have these blessings. So you want to be mindful of that, to not to infringe your feelings on that child. Don't project your thoughts onto those babies, because they are innocent in all this, right? They could care less. They didn't ask to be here. They don't know about none of the stuff that happened before they got here, right? All we know is that they here, and it's our responsibility to raise them, right? And to be the best co-parents that we can be. Right. We have to look at this like this is a business, right? One way or another, we are trying to make sure these children are successful. That's right. So you have to go ahead and put forth the effort. You don't want to down talk each other, because at the end of the day, they love you both.
That's right.
They don't love you. They don't love one more than the other. They love both of you, right? Just as well as mama. I know mamas has been doing it for a long time. And big kudos to mamas all across the world, because if it's the mothers of this world, it's what brought life to everybody, right? It was because of y'all. But then we also have to understand that fathers play a pivotal role in raising these children.
They do.
They are the disciplinary, right? They are the protector, provider, right? They are just dad, right? And it's just a great thing.
Disciplinary.
Mamas be whooping down. I know my mama was whooping down back in the day. It was 5 of us, so she like, listen, I'm gonna get control of this right now. When we got old enough, you know what I'm saying? We was big enough, but we still respect it.
What that's the thing. When you think about the love of a mother, you think about just the love of a father. The Bible says, children, honor your parents, so that your days will be long. But I also say, even too, it says that a mothers are supposed to teach, fathers are supposed to guide, they're supposed to protect and provide.
For sure.
And to think about what a protector does. A protector covers and blocks and makes sure that things don't happen, right?
Yeah.
So we worry about people being with our children or being in spaces, right? So be available so those things don't happen. That's just a shameless plug. I'm gonna say, daddies, I understand that sometimes you feel like you don't have enough. Or
no, let's be honest. Nowadays, fathers do not get the support they need to get. Like, I was just on a call early this morning with our fatherhood network, and we were talking about this. There's a couple fathers, and everybody saying, like, you know what? I want to be in my child's life, but I have all these barriers to doing so, right? I'm not getting along with the mom, right? Or I'm not trying to hear no friend of the court. I'm sitting up here trying to go ahead and take care of my business, and I got a new woman in my life. I don't know how it's gonna feel, right? The thing is this, though, right? Fathers have the uncanny job, right, to go around all that, right, to still be a father. I don't care if you get every other weekend like the basic, basic schedule that they give out. You have to fight for your rights for your children.
You have to fight for everything, and I was about to say that, right? Yeah. Think about this. Us as a people, you have to fight for the things that you want, the education that you want, the job that you want, the business that you want. Yeah. You have to go for it. Same thing with your children. You have to do that same thing. Mm-hmm. If you want them bad enough, you can get them. I mean, I'm going to say that one more time. If you want them bad enough, you can get them. There's support systems, I'm one of them, that will help you walk that course. If you need to have parenting time, that's what the safe space is for. Come on now. It's places available where you could come watch a movie, eat a meal, do something with your child where it does not cost you a lot to do it, because we help provide the resources. This does not make you less than. It makes you more strong.
Come on now.
Because you take the steps to get it done. So I'm gonna say that, and not allowing systems to dictate how you go about your getting to your child, right? Mm-hmm. If there is a barrier, organizations like Mothers of Joy, I'm gonna even say Involved Dads, all of these programs will help you to be able to get what you need for your children. You just have to reach out and grab it. We right here. We really are. We're available. I mean, we have so many resources. I just ask that people register for my classes so that I can have the food for them, because sometimes we have classes, people register, don't show up. We done bought food and did stuff that wastes our resources to be able to do more for other people. So just be mindful of that, but come.
It's resources out here. We appreciate you, Justin, man. I want to bring up Brother Robert. Brother Roberts has something he wants to say. How can we be honest with each other and forgive? I think that's a real.
How can we be honest with each other and forgive? Do it.
Are we referring to in relationship, or are we just saying just us as a collective?
Yeah, in relationship, the family unit as far as being broken, fragmentized, and how can we really work on being those conduits to start being advocates for those ambassadors for that basic forgiveness? Because I think that's what's at the heart of many of our communities is the severe brokenness. Family members I haven't spoken to, my sister, my brother, my niece. I'm angry, I'm jealous. How do we repair a lot of that hurt and brokenness in our communities?
Well, I'm gonna tell you that is a part of ACEs. When you think about people who have been wounded by one another within the family, and that's where kind of a lot of things start. It takes someone healing themselves. You got to first start with yourself before you can even go towards anyone else. I had a lot of anger, a lot of resentment, a lot of fear towards like just certain people in my family. And I had to get to a place where no matter what they said when they were in my presence, that I was like, I have to accept them for who they are, because I can't change them. I can only change me or deal with me, right? And when you do those types of things, that's when healing starts. But it takes the other person deciding to do it too. You can't make them, right? You have to do what you have to do, right? When I was telling Mr. Robertson a little earlier about protecting my peace, it's very important that when you feel heavy or family start triggering you, that you find ways and tell them like, look, I love y'all, but I gotta go. I can't be in this environment because this environment is making me feel uneasy. And now they you think you all that, or what makes you, why you can't stay? Because this is hurting me. This is making me feel bad, and you shouldn't want me to be in a place where I'm not comfortable or I'm not being treated right? They may not see it, but you have to be strong enough to tell them. I'm talking about mama, daddy, sister, brother, cousin. I love you, but I have to go. And you're gonna get some flack for it, but you gotta take care of you at the end of the day. When you start healing and forgiving, you gotta forgive you first.
I respect that.
I mean, because everything starts within. Everything. Everything.
Nah, that's a real thing that, you know, and Black families, man, we hold on to.
Man, took my shoes. You took my shoes in the 6th grade, and them was I bought them shoes with my money. But when family stuff come up, the story happened. I remember when you took my shoes.
Yeah.
And it's like we in our 30s, and you talking about some shoes in the 6th grade, girl. Come on, let's go buy some shoes.
Listen, is that serious though?
But it is. It is.
What we saying is too, you know, it takes families to, you know, really come together and have real conversation.
Yeah, and it does, and you have to be ready. You have to be ready for whatever is going to happen within those moments, because you may come with the kumbaya moment, and you may be the one like, all right, everybody, and you might get jumped on by everybody.
You might leave.
So, and you might
leave with a fight.
Right? Look, leave worse than you can. No. But seriously though, it is true. We do, as a family, as a community, have to come together and restore the broken pieces. They may not come back together the way that they were broken, but they may come back together.
I think, man, you know, for us, man, even with this conversation we have right now, right, I'm ready to call, you know, my brother, like, man, me and my brother been beefed up for a couple years, and you know, listen, baby, I love you, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna call you. You know, we're gonna tap in and we're gonna talk about some things, and you know, we had a rough coming up, so you know, everybody went their own way after a while, but you know, at the end of the day, man, we still family. So I think that was good, rich conversations. Right, when you're sitting down for these, you know, pagan holidays, y'all get together, you know, maybe for Juneteenth.
Don't mess with the holidays. I like the lights. It ain't got nothing to do with the tree.
Man, that stuff is bull.
I just like the lights.
Like they were talking about Thanksgiving, they said that. I mean, not Thanksgiving, but Valentine's Day. They said everybody they was projected to make $6 billion for Valentine's.
It was over
they 30. Made $6 billion.
36. It was awarded. It was like 38 something. Dr. Mona, we were at the event last
night.
All
y'all need to take that stuff back. Keep your receipts. This is ridiculous. Well, when we supposed to be protesting about stuff, you know, when you really mad, put that money to some good use.
I look at it like this.
I ain't talking about relationship. I know you want to do something nice for your girl.
It should be every day. You should do something nice for them every day, and
come not
just these holidays that we spend money on other things.
Man,
that's another class, right? We can talk about that, but that, you know,
I've heard about that. You said 36 million. That's
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's enough. Like for the RX Kids program, that's enough to our whole.
That's the whole budget right there.
Our whole state.
That is ridiculous. Listen, find some stuff better to do. Save your money, right? Let's build underground temples. Let's build the airport. We can just do all type of other stuff, man. So
let's put a skating rink. Let's put stuff for the kids to do.
Skating rink back. But if I was trying to skate,
I'm telling you, I probably would be standing on the sideline. I'm scared to break something.
No, all you gotta do is just glide. and then how they do it, bro?
I'm looking at the older ones now. They out there doing it. Shoot, they putting me.
They be looking good too, right?
They do.
But they used to do that back in the day.
Well, I used to skate back in the day. That was a thing.
Yeah, I used to be hanging out by the basketball. But you know what? Though I had my skates on, even though I wasn't on the floor. I'm still with the group. You
were posted.
I was posted, right? And see somebody like, I had to get out there slide out. Brother Robert, you be doing the twist and all that.
Yeah.
I'm talking about all that. But no, we talking family. We talking about making amends with each other. Yeah. We talking about changing the game. We'll strengthen our families, whether you're together with your woman and your children, or you're co-parenting in two different households. We can still be strong as one, because a community is several bodies of families all in one. We talk about this, man. We talking about how can we deliver, right, hold values, right, keep a system, because we got some babies that's watching us, and we got to be examples. And I think that's something that I've always learned every day. It's like, man, we got to be good examples for the generation that's watching us. We may not think that they watching.
Oh, they watching.
You might think that you're getting away with some stuff, right? Man, they know all this stuff. They know what you're doing. They know what you got going on. So trust me, and you ain't gonna get nothing past nothing. You know, I used to watch my parents, right, as a kid. You know, I used to be sneaking in the room, right, because I was like one of them curious child. I always wanted to see what was going on, right? I was always watching what was taking place before me. My uncles, I watched how they got down. My uncle used to stay in the basement. Right? Used to come in the basement, and I used to be trying to sneak him down. He charged me $1 to come downstairs. Yeah, it was like that. You know, shout out to you, but you know the thing is though, we are watching. We have to be pillars. We have to be examples. We have to lead by our will. So, no, I appreciate just having these dialogues. I'm gonna pull somebody else. Oh, and then let me make an announcement. You know, we got a day at the lake fishing program. Right? That's a way where fathers and sons, and even your baby girls, can join in, learn the art of fishing. The first part of it is training. So we train them, we give them fishing poles, give them bait, and then the second half is taking them out there on the lake, right? And we are at the historical Shea Lake, right? Nice. Brother Ross, what is those dates again?
The dates are the 1st of June and 8th of June.
So you got June 1st, right? We'll be doing the training at that's it.
That's the Temple Church, 947 Leland Street.
We were doing the training on June 1st at the church. So make sure you bring your babies out. Fathers, listen, this is a phenomenal time to be building. Me and my son, we attend. We have a good time out there. We get some of them bluegills, and we be frying it up with the egg in it. Man, I'm trying to tell you, man, they know what they're doing out there, right? Okay. And so, man, really, we be having a chance to just kind of just spend time. Because I think even with children, you have to, like Shearese was saying, all they want is your time. You can buy them gifts. You can get them all the stuff they want. But if you ain't spend no time with them, none of that stuff gonna matter later on. Can't replace it. That's the most valuable asset that they can have is your time. And so when you want to be very intentful with that. So I've learned through my experiences with having a son and a daughter that I got to spend time with my son, and we just do our own boy thing, and we just on our grind. And then I got to do the daddy-daughter stuff, man. And, you know, and I let her just whatever she want to do. We that's what we be doing. So, but you have to get in their time independently, right? I used to take them together, and they be fighting and jockeying for position.
Most of them, right? I was in the front seat. Man.
Yeah, all that. Then you get frustrated. Yeah, I'm taking everybody back home. You know what? Turn this thing right back around. You got me messed up. But no, the thing is, they just want to be with you, right? So, you know, I've learned. Listen, tonight, Lottie, you're going to pick what you want to do. We're going to do that. Yeah, on the next day, Junior, you know, it's all about what you want to do. Let's do that, right? And that's an everyday thing.
Oh, definitely. I wanted to say a couple of things about one of the programs that I wrote an education campaign with MPHI, the CDC, and the Michigan ACEs initiative called "I'm So Proud of You," and I wrote it for the Flint and Genesee County. Statistics state that 50% of children in Genesee County have stated that they haven't had a trusting adult tell them that they've done a good job. 50%. So with this initiative, we want to change that trajectory. What happened is that I'm so proud of you. It sounds cliche, right? Like I'm so proud of you. But if you have a child and you know y'all at home, you make it into almost like a game. Even with your teenagers, right? Say they picked up their shoes and you were like, I'm so proud of you. And they're like, and so they'll start doing it to you. You know, you start doing stuff and they be like, oh, Mom, I'm so proud of you. But what it does is as you say these different affirmations and different positive things to them, it affects them. It affects the brain. It actually does something. And it builds their spirit. It builds their confidence. You may even have a child that does not like all of that attention. You know, because I'm a parent. Come to the school and they be, your mama here. Your mama here. Yeah, they be like, your mama here. They didn't like for me to come, but I still came.
You know, they get a certain age. They don't want you up there.
Well, I don't
care how cool you are.
Nope, I'm gonna be honest. Up until the 12th grade, look, this is how bad I was. Up until the 12th grade, DeWaun, I brought cupcakes for their birthday. Up until the 12th grade,
they was accepting of that.
But let me tell you what happened. Their friends was accepting of it. Yeah. They didn't. They would be like, they would be like, oh. But the friends were like, yeah, bring the cupcakes, right?
Yeah, right.
The teacher, I have a teacher that remembered that, right? But what it showed is that I was an active parent, that I was engaged in my children's lives, and I wanted them to know that they were special, and that even in school, I wanted other people to know that they were special to me. So when you do those things, make sure you're not doing it to show vote for your child. Make sure you're doing it to show that they're special, that they're important, that you're celebrating them. Yeah. But with this campaign, it's a pamphlet that comes with it.
Come on now.
The pamphlet. And it has affirmations in here that you tell your child, and and then there's a magnet that you put on your refrigerator to remind you. Because what you don't want is for them to look for these affirmations and these things from the wrong people. We have so many of our children and even adults that are being taken. Just as plain as that are being taken because of their self-esteem and because of them feeling like that they don't belong, even in home. That's why I say it's very important to be your child's safe space, not just having a safe space, but being their safe space where they can come and they can talk about anything. It may be hard to hear some of the things that they say. I'm sorry. I understand. You may have to hold your breath a little bit and tell them, okay, just a minute, I'll be right back. Go in the bathroom and be like, oh my God, I can't believe. But take the time to learn them. And it does not start when they like 18, when they 16 and 17. You got to start learning them when they 4 and 5 years old.
Come on now.
Because they're becoming. And you don't want them to become something that you're not you're not proud of. We're responsible for that. So I just really want to see families whole. I want to see parents strong, and I want to show them ways to show love, because it's a lot of different ways to show love. It's a lot of different ways to show that you care. Yeah. And it's also a lot of different ways to get out of fight and flight. And that's just a way of living. We live in a poverty-stricken city. I hate to say it, we do, where there's not a lot of financial resources. There's a lot of resources, but there's not a lot of jobs or things to help people do better. We're trying, we're building. There are organizations that are pulling things together, right? But you got to be available. You got to come to them. I'll come to you if you like, but it'll be more easier if you came to the classes, right?
That's what you should want to do. If it's available, you should want to get connected.
Well, but sometimes it's hard, right? I gotta cook, DeWaun. I gotta come home and get the stuff ready because the next day is happening. We provide a meal so you don't have to worry about it that day, right? You come, you eat with us. We have our class. You go home, you get your kids ready for bed, and be done with it. I would be running to that myself. I'm just saying. I would be running to that too. The way food is these days, and
all I gotta do is show up. I'm there.
I don't prepare the meals. I have them brought in. So I do know how to cook, but that would be a whole long day for me.
Now, what are you cooking at home for the kids?
Oh, so me and Mr. Robinson were talking about economic meal, and he was like, "Ooh, that sounds good right now." Now, I don't know if any of you like cabbage. This is a go-to meal for me, and I enjoy it. My son said I cook it too much, but I like it. So it's the two different cabbages, right? There's a green cabbage and a purple cabbage. I use real butter because real butter is the fat that you want to use. You don't want to use margarine because that's not good for you. You use
What do you mean? Margarine's not good for you?
No, it's not. No. Butter is better for you than margarine.
Somebody lied to me.
Yeah, who told you that? Okay.
Who told me that?
Don't do that. No, don't do it.
I've been reading the nutritional stuff.
No, don't. Some of that stuff, don't read it. Don't do that.
Nutritional facts.
but you know how you cook down the cabbage and that. But I use turkey sausage because it's a healthier meat, and the bread that I cook, this might be the not so healthier part, right? It's it is Jiffy cornbread. So a lot of us like Jiffy cornbread, but I make it into a pancake, and you put sprinkled cheese in it, so it's cheese in the middle of it. Mm-hmm. That sounds real fat. I'm so sorry, y'all, but that reminds me of a grandma meal. You know, something that you put together that's nourishing to the body and warm and cozy. I like warm and cozy things because it makes me feel safe. Right? Those things make me feel safe.
I know what you mean, though. Mm-hmm. Actually, that do sound really good. Oh, I never got to get the other. That do sound really good.
Mm-hmm. And it's up under $10. That meal is up under $10, and if you do it right, it'll feed about 6 people.
You know what? So me and Brother Robert was just talking earlier about our natural state of, I guess, our dietary. We eat a lot of fruits and vegetables.
Yeah.
And some way or another, we have to incorporate that back into
most definitely
our
hydrating. We talk about hydrating, water, fruit and things like that is a hydrating. A lot of people think just water, drink water, but vegetables, fruit, those things are hydrators too, right?
No, they are. We definitely want to take care of ourselves because this is our temple.
That's right.
Right. So
that's right.
We talking about eating right. We talking about living right. Yeah. You are what you eat.
Yeah. We incorporate different holistic activities too. I am a certified yoga trainer through the CRIM, K-12. I am in process of getting my certification for adults. So if you come with your children, I can do a class with you. Isn't that funny? But it's cool though. No, so we show you how to breathe, show you how to do some things to limber your body, to open up different airways and that, and it's fun. We teach a class within our family safe space. It's called oh my goodness, I done got a little too excited, Mr. Robertson. Within our family safe space, which is family self-care, we show you how to reset the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve is a nerve that's in the back of your neck that holds a lot of trauma. But we show you how to use a blanket and to reset that nerve by giving yourself a hug with a blanket. So we provide the blanket for you, and this is a coping skill. So just come to the classes. Come to the family safe spaces. You'll have my information once we're done with all of this. Come and spend time. Come and just take a break.
Come on,
take a breath, because life is that short. It's that short. 1 minute we're here, 1 minute we're gone. But you have to do the things in the middle to be able to be here longer, right? Being happy, being joyful, being grateful is another way that you live longer. Not so, because this world is heavy. Life is heavy. The things our children bring to us sometimes are heavy, but you have to have outlets. I mean, we after our cohorts, we go to the movies, we do different activities where we encompass the family together because it's important. We were talking about that. A lot of us don't have grandma's house no more. I miss grandmama house.
I miss grandma's house so bad.
I miss grandmama house. That was a Sunday that I looked forward to because she'd call and say, she's still here, but she's older now. She's in her 80s, right? So she ain't doing all that stuff no more. That's why I say it's time for us to step up, the aunties, the uncles,
right,
and provide those different things for our families and for our communities. Because everybody don't have an auntie, everybody don't have a grandma. And some people don't even have a mama. So even I'm not trying to replace anybody's mama. People think mothers of joy. Mothers of joy, the name mother is because mother is the life bringer. She provides and she gives, right? She shows, she teaches. That's why we named it Mothers of Joy, because your children are supposed to be a joy to you, right? Mothers of Joy Institute for Parenting and Family Wellness, because we teach parents how to parent well. Did you get that? We teach you how to parent well, right? So you don't have to be stressed all the time. You will know how to use coping skills so you can be around to see your children's children.
Come on now. I really do appreciate even, just our whole, you providing a lot of different services in this community that's much needed. How can one get connected to you?
A lot of ways. You can email me. Emailing is really long. It's my first and last name. And here we go. Shearese Stapleton, SHEARESE. Stapleton, STAPLETON at Mothers with an S Institute parentingwell.com. That is a long one, right? I know. I'm so sorry. The phone number, if you call this number, it'll come right to my cell phone. That's 810-228-3556. That's our office number. If that is an issue, there's another way. You can reach me at 810-293-2961. And we have all social media platforms. Mothers of Joy Institute is on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Come on now. Now, definitely now, you need to make sure if you're a father, you're a mother, you need to get access to some resources. You can't say they're not out here, right? You can't say it's not help out here. You have to get with the right folks, and Ms. Stapleton is definitely one of the right folks. She is definitely getting to it. She is definitely leading the charge as far as getting involved with the families and making sure folks stay together. So I just love the aspect of where you stand, and this is her lane. This is what she do, right? She a mama herself, raised babies. They're gonna be, providing some.
Yeah, they didn't already told me to get ready to retire. I don't know about that.
Nah, listen, we gotta listen. We don't want to be taking this lifetime work, right? The thing is, we gotta be able to do it while we can. At the same time, we'll be preparing to pass it on.
No, she wanted me to retire so I can take care of grandbaby. That's what she's talking
about. I would get that mama in my life, right? Because when I be out going out of town and got all these different things to do, mama, listen. Listen, you like that blender, right?
Don't be using the blender as leverage.
Hey, my mama made me pay her. She ain't gonna play with me. You drop a ball.
As you should.
Here's your invoice.
Daytime. I get that.
She did do her time. Yeah. And I don't even want her to feel like she just got to be watching grandchildren. Yeah. She's still running around trying to do her own thing. So
she didn't earn the time. I get that. Let mama live her life.
I appreciate it. Y'all good. Listen, we want to make sure that we thank everybody for tuning in to the broadcast. Listen, if you haven't had the opportunity to like the show, be sure to do that right now. Make sure you share this information out, because it might be a mother that's trying to get connected with Miss Stapleton right now. May need some help, right? You may got a father out there, right? We're looking to go through these channels, right? We want to get engaged with the family, right? Need some support, need some resources. Let's get that brother connected. There's nothing wrong for asking for help. We all are learning. Right? Don't nobody got all the answers. That's right. Even to serve them at this thing as a unit, as a village, we're going to come together and we're going to figure it out as one. Right. I think that has been the most greatest things about us as people, right? We've been able to figure it out on the fly. It's been these times, and it's in us. Right? So never forget that, right? So she gave you the information. We're gonna drop her information in the chat. We're gonna make sure you tap in. She'll be. You got any announcements that you got coming up?
So this next Tuesday we have, which our positive parenting support group on Tuesday evenings. How our classes go is every first Tuesday is our class for our parents. Our second and fourth Tuesday is our class for our children, right? And what we're doing now is a strategic session called "I'm Angry," and it's talking about our emotions and understanding why we feel a certain way and why it's okay to be angry and how to navigate through your emotions to be healthy, right? Because you're gonna get angry, right? You're gonna do some things in your life, but you have to know how to manage. And my mother would call it you have to know how to um um uh strategically put your anger in a place where it doesn't make you react where you're where you're where you're not proactive, where you're reactive, right? So that right there, positive parenting for kids 2.1 and positive parenting for parents 2.1. 5:30 to 6:30 you're done. You can add of you that cannot for reasons. So I have DeWaun or text those and register just so available for you.
With you, and we're gonna share. We're gonna broadcast. We can get this. You want to get connected? Reach out to support for you. How we tap out? We can do it.
Well, only thing that I can add, parenting is hard work, but with resources and support, you have the support of. I'm not saying that I have every answer. I know everything, and and I want you to live and be well.
And so I concur with that.
Yep, live and be well. Be well. Be well.
I wanted to pull some of these up for you. I'm glad you did get them. So you got a lot of people, man, that just really support you. Hey, what's going on? What's going on, Sean and Bob? We definitely partnering with the Silent Cry. We'll be doing some events out there here in the Michigan area. What's going on, Kenyatta Dawson? She definitely tapping you in, right? Yeah. We greatly appreciate you, Talisha Berry. Right, that's our publisher. That's my publisher, right? I really appreciate everything that we get. We got more
books with her too.
Come on, we got more books and more publishing on the way, right? Get the deals ready, right? What's going on? Big shout out to you, Miss Bada, Miss Taylor. She's a wonderful, wonderful, beautiful soul here in the community.
You.
Be sure to like the show again. Be sure to share it out because we are trying to make sure that she get connected to these resources. Make sure people understand how important parenting is. And always realize that, we are as only good as the people involved, right? So when we talented people that are around each other, that's working with each other, that's working to advance this community as one, that's really being unified. Like we don't talk about it, we be about it.
That's right. And it does take a village. It's not just me, it's connecting to other resources. Mr. Robinson talked about I'm connected to so many resources and thankful about that. Half of the people that just spoke are a part of our network, right? Like that we do things with. I wanted to say something like there is the Greater Flint Health Coalition. They provide different like the CHAP and things like that. Metro, they have housing and things like that. And then there's also as we speak, my son calling, but I can't answer right now because I'm in the middle of this. Hold on. But the other thing was like the GCPC. I wanted to say something about GCPC, which is Genesee County Prevention Coalition. They are a coalition that provides resources for families and for our community pertaining to drug and alcohol, right? That are teaching parents what the signs are. They have a monthly magazine that they put out that has information in it. I just so happen to be the VP for their board. And a lot of these things are strategic because connecting with agencies that are doing things helps me to be able to provide more resources and have other areas to tap in to other people, so that because I'm not an island. I won't do all of this myself, and I express that everyone else who does the work too, not to either. We are a village. We are connected together to help one another so that people can get what they need to be successful.
Come on now.
I just want to see parents whole, healthy, and happy. It is important because when you're not happy, you're dying fast. I'm gonna just be honest with that. There is something called premature aging. When people get sick and when they get different types of depression, you start to age quicker, and then you're so laugh more. People think I'm kind of silly. I don't care. I'm gonna be happy. I'm gonna play. I'm gonna enjoy this life that I have because I only have one. And I embrace being around children because children do things that just make you laugh all the time. I'm telling you, within 20 minutes they're gonna do something, and you're gonna be laughing. So just embrace this life. Embrace it because you only get one. You only get one.
Nah, you right. I try to definitely make sure I laugh more. Right? And I do be enjoying the time, enjoying life. So
you have to.
Definitely want to give a big shout out to everybody who will be participating in the Michigan Black Summit. Will be taking place in Benton Harbor, Michigan.
All right.
We taking our talents west, Brother Roberts, right? We're gonna get out there. Remember, our brothers and sisters out there in Benton Harbor been challenged with a water crisis too.
Yes, they have.
They dealing with structural and systemic racism as well. Them white folks out there in St. Joe's are trying to move, the prized possession in Benton Harbor. They trying to get that land, Brother Roberts.
That land, that's what they
trying to get that golf course, right? That park, that pavilion you just put down there, right? State of the art. They trying to take it over. So we're gonna talk about all that. We're gonna be out there activated. I'm looking forward to getting with my brother, Reverend Pickney, right? Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Big shout out to Reverend Pickney. Big shout out to Commissioner Adams. Big shout out to Trenton Bowers, right? Everybody out there on the west side of Michigan that's getting to it, that's working. There's going to be a number of different people out there too, man. There's going to be folks from all around the state presenting. I'm supposed to be on the panel doing a fireside chat. I look forward to just really connecting with our family out that way. Just having a good time. We even got the black tie gala out there, right?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying, right? So I got my black tie, Trent. I'm ready to hang out. Right? I'm ready to hang. You know what I'm saying? Right? You know what I'm saying? So definitely big shout out to that. And then at the end of this month, we will be doing a collaboration with our partners, Nation of Islam. We will be doing a Black History program, Black Lives Matter Flint. Nation of Islam will be doing Celebrating Black History, right? We got some phenomenal people that we're going to be honoring because the thing is this, right? A lot of times folks is getting these awards and all these accolades and all these different things, but you got some real unsung heroes that's here in the community that's doing the work day in, day out, and you don't even know what they doing. You don't even know their name, but you just see the work, right? That speaks volumes. if folks don't even know the people behind the initiatives, and and they doing great things, we need to celebrate those folks, right? We want to make sure that it's all about you. So I want to say February 29th, 6 to 8. Make sure you get your tickets ready. We're gonna be down at the Greater Flint Art Council celebrating Black History. It's the last day of Black History Month. But we celebrated 365.
That's
we
right.
Celebrate every day of our lives.
Every day.
But we're gonna be definitely out there, man, having a good time, celebrating with our unsung heroes. We got any other announcements, Brother Roberts?
No. Other than we definitely want to make sure that our community is aware of one recruitment as far as joining Black Lives Matter. We always are definitely in the recruitment mode because to do this work, we need people to do the work and be engaged in doing this work because it's that 95. A lot of times, 95% of the people complain. And everybody else is doing the work. So we need to not be ashamed of being Black, to come on board and be a part of Black Lives Matter Flint.
Come on now.
To help us further repair our community.
You heard what he said.
Repairing and healing. That's what we got to do, y'all.
You heard what he said, man. We are actively recruiting here at Black Lives Matter Flint. We are looking for some visionary people that really want to take this community back over. We want to be advocates for folks who do wrong. We want to build up through Block Party initiatives, block by block. We want to protect our youth with programming, right?
Right.
And we also
get back to greeting the students.
Get back to greeting the students. Come on.
The students.
Greeting the students, fishing trip, right? All those initiatives, the Rites of Passage program.
And we need people to do those things.
Man, listen.
We need people, guys.
You can't say there ain't enough work going on because there's a lot of work going on. You can't say that folks ain't trying.
Be the change you want to see.
Come on, sister. You might as well go. We need to recruit her, Brother Robert.
Yeah.
We need to help. We need a parent department. We're talking about doing some things, right?
I can be a part.
Come on now. Come on. We meet on Tuesdays at 7:30. So if you do got some time, come on down 7:30. Tuesday, 7:30 here at the Oak Business Center. We are talking. We are building. We have our general membership meeting. And then if there's some stuff that we need to know what's going on in the community, we are listening and we are activated. So thanks again, Shearese, for coming in and getting to it, right?
No problem. This is my life's work. I mean, this is what I'll be doing until it's over. So I'm just thankful that I've been given the opportunity and given the insight on some things that I wouldn't have normally had if I wouldn't have stepped out and got involved in some things. Because to be a part of an initiative with MPHI, the CDC, and the ACEs initiative, that's a big deal. And that initiative was wrote for your children, right? The children of this community. So if you want one of the pamphlets and the magnets, all you have to do is let me know and I'll get it to you. It has a lot of information on it. It has a QR code that you can go to and go to a whole nother site that gives you information about positive parenting and what the initiative is all about.
I love it. We're gonna be putting it out there. Anytime you got any information, we're gonna be putting it out there, blasting. If you can send these digital copies,
I sure will.
On our page too.
I sure will.
So we're gonna make sure, folks, that everybody who's looking to get connected with you, we're gonna get the pamphlet on there so you'll be able to see and connect with her. So you know how we end the show, we black it out, right? You know, it's kind of forever around here.
Oh, okay, what we're doing now?
That's what we do.
What kind of? Okay.
So listen, man, you have tuned in to building and strengthening Black families. Royale X, Mrs. Stapleton, right? Brother Robinson, right? And we are definitely appreciative of the Flint community, everybody who tapped into the show, right? Once again, be sure to like it, be sure to share it, put the information out there, connect with Miss Stapleton, connect with Black Lives Matter. We recruit, we're doing this on the daily, we here every day, right? And everybody.
And one history note.
Yes, sir.
We want to honor John Carter, 1836, one of the first residents of Flint, Michigan.
Oh, wow.
John Carter, see?
John Carter.
Carter?
Oh, okay.
John Carter, man.
He was a barber.
Oh.
He's the first Black resident of Flint.
One of the first Black residents.
Okay.
Listen, man, big
Other
shout out.
people came here,
Yeah.
but they weren't able to be acknowledged because of enslavement.
Okay.
Just remember that.
Oh, man, big shout out to the Carter family. Right?
Carter family.
And everybody, man, that came through that lineage, man. You know, one of the first Black representations of the city of Flint.
Come on.
So, man, We gonna
history.
We gonna
365.
There you go. We gotta start getting back on that. All right, well shoot, we tapping in and we tapping out. It's Wakanda forever.
We light it up like sauce in the sauce in the sauce. We light it up like sauce in the sauce in the sauce. Fli-City got some dogs in it, dogs in it, dogs. Fli-City come off authentic, authentic. We light it up like sauce in the sauce in the sauce. We light it up like sauce in the sauce in the sauce.